Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for January 18 and 19, 2013. We're looking at an animated view of the planets involving the key alignments that occur on these days. We're now looking at the January ephemeris, with the main celestial influences for these days involve Mercury, which is at 27 degrees, or moving directly behind the Sun from Earth's perspective, forming the very powerful alignment of Earth, Sun and Mercury, and this occurs on the 18th of January. There's also other strong celestial influences with only 2 degrees of separation from Venus and Jupiter. These will enhance and contribute to the energies in play, and I feel may harbour the potential of a 7 magnitude earthquake on either one of these days. We're now looking at January 19th a little bit more closely with the use of a chart, and there are some very powerful aspects that need to be looked at, and they involve Saturn and also the asteroid Ceres. Saturn is involved squaring Mercury and the Earth while trining Neptune and Mars. These are significant aspects, and we also have Ceres involved as well. Ceres opposes Pluto while trining Mars and Neptune and Saturn, and we also have it squaring Uranus. Now these are very strong aspects, and I feel Ceres may enhance and contribute to the energies involved on these days, which may contribute to a very powerful earthquake. We're now looking at an animated view of the planets using solar system scope. Now the main alignment on this day, as mentioned, is the Earth-Sun-Mercury alignment. Now this usually produces very powerful earthquakes in its own right, but we do have the added influence of Venus, Sun and Jupiter. Now this alignment occurs on the 15th of January, but there's still only 2 degrees of separation on the 18th. But there's also one other alignment that we need to look at, and that involves Neptune, Mars and Sun. This is a very strong alignment as well. So there are 3 strong alignments on this date, as well as the influences of Ceres. Now this will all contribute to a very strong earthquake potential. We're now looking at a very large unnumbered coronal hole formation which rotated through the Earth-facing position December 16, 2012. This is a very large coronal hole formation, but it failed to produce anything of significance in terms of earthquakes. However, what we did receive was a very strong volcanic eruption in the Argentinian, Chilean borders, the Copihuahi volcano. Now going to continue to monitor this large coronal hole formation as seen from the stereo ahead satellite, which is directly behind the Sun. Now this large coronal hole formation should be in an Earth-facing position January 14 and 15 and should be geo-effective during this earthquake watch. I will now attempt to plot a map of region I feel will be most at risk for this significant earthquake based on planetary positions, lunar modulation, astrological aspects and this large coronal hole formation with solar symmetry to the Earth. And the area of concern is the Kermadec Islands region, or further north into the south of Fiji or south of Tongan regions. For those interested, I will be making a series of planetary alignment and earthquake watch videos covering all of 2013. These will be available on the Solar Watcher website in the members section. I will attempt to make all these videos public approximately a week prior to the specified dates with updated coronal hole information and also specific location information. The charts used in this video are provided by 2 fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 28th and 29th of January 2013. We're looking at an animated view of 2 strong alignments that occur during this time frame. We're now looking at the January ephemeris, and there are some strong celestial influences that occur towards the end of the month, specifically the dates of January 28 and 29, which I feel may harbour the potential of a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. The main celestial influences involve Mars, Venus and Uranus. As we can see from this graphic, there's only 4 degrees of separation, where we have Mars at 9 degrees, Venus at 5 and Uranus at 7. We'll now look at these dates astrologically with the use of 2 charts, and there are some strong aspects involving the Moon and Jupiter geocentrically. We have the Moon opposing Neptune and Mars while squaring Jupiter and trining Pluto, and Jupiter is involved trining Sun, squaring Neptune and the Moon. Saturn is also involved squaring the Sun. This date is very strong geocentrically. We're now looking at this date heliocentrically, where we see strong influences with Saturn and also the dwarf planet Ceres. We have Saturn trining Mars, Mercury and Neptune, which are at the left-hand side of the screen, all clustered together, while squaring the Earth. Ceres is involved as it opposes Venus and Pluto, while squaring Uranus and also trining Saturn, Mars, Neptune and Mercury. We also have Venus involved, squaring Uranus. We're now using Solar System Scope, where we see two alignments occur towards the end of the month, and both of them involve Mars. We have the alignment between Mars, Mercury and Sun, and we also have Venus, Mars and Uranus. Now these are two strong alignments, as well as astrological aspects and also the effects of Ceres. There may be a strong earthquake potential for the southern hemisphere, and I feel a 7.5 magnitude earthquake is possible. I'll now attempt to plot a map of region I feel will be most at risk for this significant earthquake based on planetary positions, lunar modulation and astrological aspects. And the area I've come up with is just under the equator into the southern hemisphere, specifically the regions of Solomon Islands, also the Santa Cruz Islands and stretching up towards the Papua New Guinea region. These will be the main areas of concern for a possible 7.5 magnitude earthquake for this watch. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 27th of February 2013. We're looking at an animated view of the planets involving the two key alignments that occur on this day. We're now looking at the February ephemeris. The main celestial influences occur towards the end of the month. The main aspects involving the Earth and also Neptune, which are both at 8 degrees. We're now looking at this date of February 27th a little bit more closely with the use of a chart and looking at this date astrologically and geocentrically. We have influences with Jupiter squaring Sun and Neptune. Saturn trines the Sun. The Moon is also involved heavily, where the Moon is opposing Mercury and Mars while squaring Ceres. The North Node is trining Mercury and Mars. And of course we have Uranus squaring Pluto. We're now using Solar System Scope and focusing on the two key alignments that occur on this day. We have Mars, Mercury and the Earth, as well as Earth, Venus and Neptune, and that's two strong alignments involving the Earth, and we also have strong astrological aspects involving the dwarf planet Ceres. The Moon is also involved astrologically. Now we do have a very strong lunar modulation favouring a Northern Hemisphere earthquake, and I feel when you combine all these effects together, this may be indicative of a 6.6 magnitude earthquake at mid to high latitudes in the Northern Hemisphere. I will now plot and map two regions I feel will be most at risk for this significant earthquake, as there is a very strong lunar modulation, as mentioned, for the Northern Hemisphere, and I do feel it will be on the outskirts of the Pacific Ocean. More specifically, the regions of the west coast of the United States will be at risk, or California. And my second and final area of concern is across the Pacific, specifically the regions of Honshu, Japan, for this potential 6.6 magnitude earthquake. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for March 27 and 28, 2013. We're looking at an animated view of the four-way planetary alignment that occurs during these days. We're now looking at the March ephemeris, and we have a 3-day window of powerful celestial influences towards the end of the month, where we have the Earth, Venus and Uranus all at 8 degrees on March the 29th. We're now going to look at this date astrologically with the use of a chart, and first off we'll look at this geocentrically on March the 28th, where we have influences with the Moon squaring Pluto while trining Jupiter. Saturn is involved trining Mercury and Neptune. Neptune trines Ceres, the dwarf planet. Jupiter squares Mercury, and we also have Ceres opposing the galactic centre. Now this is a very strong date astrologically, and we'll now look at this heliocentrically, and this also is very strong. As mentioned, there are two strong alignments involving the Earth on this day, and that involves Earth, Sun, Venus, and Earth, Sun, Uranus. Both are reflected as oppositions on this chart, and there are other astrological influences that are important. Mercury trines Venus and Uranus. Neptune squares Mercury while trining Saturn. We have Earth squaring Pluto. Mars squaring Ceres, the dwarf planet, and Uranus is still squaring Pluto, and is also a near opposition between Jupiter and the galactic centre. We're now using solar system scope, where we see strong celestial influences beginning on the 26th of March with the alignment of Mars, Venus and Mercury. Now as these planets move in their orbits over the next few days, there'll only be 4 degrees of separation between this alignment and Saturn, and then we have the very powerful alignment which occurs on the 28th of March, and that's between Earth, Venus, Sun and Uranus. We do have a strong celestial convergence and a powerful alignment, and I feel may produce an 8 magnitude earthquake, perhaps one of the strongest earthquakes for 2013, so it's definitely a date we need to closely monitor. Now this alignment has been associated with strong earthquakes and solar activities in the past. The last alignment occurred on August 21st, 2003, where we had a 7.2 magnitude earthquake in the South Island of New Zealand on the Alpine Fault. This was a very strongly felt earthquake. A few months after this alignment, we had a very powerful X-class solar flare registered. Now August 2003 had the added influence of Mars and also Jupiter, forming a very powerful alignment of planets, and this is what produced the X-class solar flare a few months later, and also the very strong earthquake in New Zealand. Now I don't feel that the 2013 alignment is as strong, but I do feel it will produce a strong earthquake. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 5th and 6th of April 2013. We're looking at an animated view of two powerful alignments that occur on these days. We're now looking at the April ephemeris, and it does appear that April is a very strong month for planetary alignments, and it all begins on April 5 and 6, where I'm expecting the possibility of a 7.5 magnitude earthquake felt here on the Earth on either one of these days. This is mainly due to the influence of Venus and Mars, which are very tightly aspected with the Earth during this time frame. We're now looking at April 5th a little bit more closely with the use of a chart, and looking at this heliocentrically, where we see one very powerful alignment of Earth, Sun, Venus and Mars is supported by two other alignments, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury and Mars, Mercury, Saturn. These are three significant alignments, and we'll have a look at these shortly. There are also strong aspects astrologically. Earth trines Jupiter, Saturn trines Neptune. The asteroid Ceres is involved in a series of squares. It squares Mars, Venus and the Earth. We have Uranus still squaring Pluto, and of course Mercury conjoins the galactic centre. We're now looking at April 5th geocentrically, and there are some very strong aspects involving Pluto, where Pluto squares Earth, Sun, Venus and Mars. We also have the Moon involved. The Moon trines the North Node while squaring the Earth, and the Earth trines Jupiter while Neptune trines the asteroid Ceres. We're now using solar system scope and having a look at an animated view of the very powerful celestial influences that are in play during this time frame. We have Earth, Sun, Venus and Mars forming a very powerful alignment, and supported by two other alignments, Mercury, Sun, Jupiter, and also Mars, Mercury and Saturn. Now Mercury is involved in two smaller alignments, but not involved in the big four-way alignment. but this is a very significant day and I feel harbours the potential for a 7.5 magnitude earthquake for the Northern Hemisphere. There is a very strong lunar modulation favouring a European profile for this watch. This would be the main area of concern for the April 5 and 6 timeframe. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 28th and 29th of April 2013. We're looking at an animated view of the key alignment of Saturn, Earth and Sun. We're now looking at the April ephemeris, and as mentioned in the previous video, the month of April is a very strong month for planetary alignments, where we see at the end of the month, April 28 and 29, Earth, Sun, Saturn make their alignment and make another earthquake watch window, which I feel may harbour the potential for a 7.8 magnitude earthquake felt here on the Earth. And we can see on the ephemeris, Earth and Saturn are both at 8 degrees respectively. We're now looking at April 29th a little bit more closely with the use of a heliocentric chart. Now the main aspects on this date is the alignment between Sun, Earth and Saturn. But if we have a look closely, we see that there is an opposition with Mars, which is only 4 degrees off this alignment. So conceptually we can say that this is a Mars, Sun, Earth, Saturn alignment on this day. Supporting this alignment are other strong aspects. Neptune squares Venus while trining Saturn. Pluto trines Mars while squaring Uranus. And we have Jupiter at 24 degrees, only 3 degrees away from opposing the galactic centre. We're now looking at April 29th geocentrically, and as we can see from this image, April 29th is an extremely busy day astrologically speaking, with the strongest aspects involving Moon, Ceres and Neptune, and we'll run through these now. The Moon trines Mars and Sun. Ceres opposes Moon and Pluto while trining Earth and Saturn. Neptune trines Earth, Saturn and Ceres. Pluto also trines Mars and Sun, and we have Uranus squaring the Moon and Ceres. As we can see, this is a very busy day and I'm expecting the possibility of a 7.8 magnitude earthquake based on the astrological influences and celestial resonance. We're now using solar system scope and having an animated view of two powerful alignments that occur on April 28 and 29, where we have the main alignment of Earth, Sun, Saturn. Now this is a very strong alignment in its own right, but this is supported by Mars, which is directly behind or only 4 degrees away from forming or joining this perfect alignment. Now there's no doubt that Mars will add and contribute to the energies involved on either of these days. And there's also another alignment that's also worth noting, and that involves Mercury, Venus and Jupiter. Now these are very strong influences, and I do feel this harbours a potential for a 7.8 magnitude earthquake on either one of these days. We're now looking at the last 8 years of Earth, Sun, Saturn alignments, and as we can see, 7 of those years have produced significant earthquakes, all over 6 magnitude, with the largest being a 7.6 magnitude in the Banda Sea region. And the interesting aspect of this was the extra alignment of Mercury forming a 4-way alignment between Earth, Sun and Saturn. And that's why this upcoming alignment of April 28 and 29 is a concern, as it has the added influence of Mars forming another 4-way alignment. It's also worth noting that May 10, 2014 also has 2 extra alignments and may also produce a very large earthquake as well. We're now looking at the significant influence involving Mars as it forms the alignment between Earth and Saturn, which has produced very powerful earthquakes in the recent past, and we'll have a look at these now. We had in 2005, back on March the 7th, a day prior to this alignment, we had a strong 6.3 magnitude earthquake north of the Severna-Zemlya region in Russia at very high latitudes. The following year, in 2007, March the 22nd, we had a very powerful string of earthquakes in the Vanuatu region, a 7.2 magnitude and a 6.9. This occurred 3 days after this alignment. The next Earth-Mars-Saturn alignment occurred on the 10th of July 2008, and on that day, 2 significant earthquakes were registered, which were 6.2 magnitude in southern Peru and also the Ryukyu Islands, Japan region. The next alignment between Mars, Earth and Saturn was a significant one, and this occurred on the 5th of April 2009 and will be remembered in history as a 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck L'Aquila in central Italy, killing over 150 people. Now, this earthquake was actually forecasted by seismologist Gioacchino Giuliani, who used radon gas emissions in his forecast, but was discredited by government officials and seismologists and was forced to remove his findings and research off the internet and also off public domain. Now, this was unfortunate, as a week after this occurred, the very powerful earthquake struck and killed 150 people. The government officials and seismologists were later found guilty for manslaughter and jailed for 6 years. The next Earth-Mars-Saturn alignment occurred on the 31st of July 2010. A day prior to this alignment, a 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck the east coast of Kamchatka Peninsula. Now, on the 31st of July, we had a very spectacular solar event. A spectacular solar tsunami occurred, which sent out a very powerful coronal mass ejection headed Earth's way. The following year, on April 18, 2011, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake struck the south of the Carmanic Islands region. This occurred on the same day of the alignment. A year after, on the 15th of August 2012, a day prior to this alignment, we had a 7.7 magnitude earthquake in the Sea of Okhotsk region in Russia. This is a very widely felt earthquake and felt across the globe. Now, it does appear that the very strong earthquakes do need an extra alignment, or also the Earth moving in between both Saturn and Mars, which does produce strong earthquakes in its own right. So this is definitely a date we need to monitor, and I do feel a very powerful earthquake is possible during this earthquake watch. Now, it is worth noting that the next alignment occurs on the 26th of August 2014. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for May 10 and 11, 2013. We're looking at an animated view of two strong alignments that occur during these days. We're now looking at the May ephemeris. The main influence on this day is definitely Mercury, as it makes two alignments in its own right. We also have further support with Mars and Saturn, which are both at 10 and 8 degrees respectively, or only 2 degrees of separation between these celestial bodies. We're now looking at solar system scope, where we see two significant alignments occur during this time frame. The main influence is definitely Mercury, as it moves in between Mars and Saturn, and also the Sun, forming a very powerful four-way alignment. And also, while this is happening, Mercury is making its alignment with Earth and Sun. So this is a very powerful day and a significant one, and I feel harbours the potential for a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. We're now going to look at May 10th astrologically with the use of a heliocentric chart, and the striking feature is the Saturn opposition to Mars and Mercury. And while this is happening, Pluto is trining both Mars and Mercury. Saturn also trines Neptune. We still have Pluto squaring Uranus, and Jupiter is only 2 degrees off from opposing the galactic centre. We're now looking at May 10th geocentrically, and this looks a little bit more busy. This is due to it being a new moon, where we have the North Node opposing Earth, Moon, Mercury and Mars, while trining Ceres. Ceres is also involved trining Saturn, squaring Uranus, and Pluto opposes Ceres. Now going to plot a map of region I feel will be most at risk for this significant earthquake based on planetary positions, lunar modulation and position of the planets, and my area of concern is for the South Pacific Islands, specifically Loyalty Islands and the Carmanic Islands region. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 25th and 26th of May 2013. We're looking at an animated view of two strong alignments that occur on these days. We're now looking at the May ephemeris, and there are some strong celestial influences that occur during this window, as we have an array of planets that are moving in and out of alignments. May 25 and 26 is significant as we have a lunar perigee, and a very strong one. The main celestial influences on this day involve Venus and Pluto, which are both at 10 degrees respectively. We're now looking at May 26 a little bit more closely with the use of a chart, and first off we'll look at this heliocentrically. The main aspects on this day are Venus opposing Pluto, Earth squaring Neptune while trining Uranus and Ceres. Uranus is also trining Ceres. Neptune trines Saturn and Jupiter, and Venus is trining Saturn while squaring Uranus, and Mars is squaring Mercury. We're now looking at a geocentric chart, and there are some very powerful aspects involving the Moon and Neptune on this day. We have the Moon opposing Jupiter, Mercury and Venus while conjoining the galactic centre. This is an extremely busy day energetically and also celestially. Neptune is involved squaring Sun and Earth while trining Saturn, and Earth is also trining Uranus. Now when you combine all the aspects heliocentrically and geocentrically, I do feel that this day is very powerful and may represent a potential for a 7.2 magnitude earthquake here on the Earth. As mentioned previously, May 26 is a lunar perigee and one of the strongest for the year, and this can also be classified as a supermoon, with the 2-year dates for the year, June 23 and May 26. Now I do feel that there are strong earthquake potentials based on this supermoon, and the May 26 and also the June 20 dates will be the 2 dates for the year that I'll be most concerned with, and I do feel that very powerful earthquakes may result, or even volcanic eruptions. We're now looking at the main celestial influences that are in play using solar system scope, with the alignment between Venus, Sun and Pluto occurring on the 25th of May. Now this alignment is assisted by 2 other alignments which interchange a day before and a day after this date. We do have a strong alignment on the 24th of May 2013, which involves Venus, Mercury, Earth and the Moon. Now this is a strong alignment in its own right, but it's about to get stronger due to the influence of Jupiter. Now Jupiter makes the alignment of Mercury, Earth and the Moon. This is a powerful alignment and interchangeable alignments of energy, where we have 2 alignments occurring over a sustained period. Now when you combine these effects with the lunar modulation, as well as very powerful lunar aspects and a supermoon, this does harbour the potential for a very powerful earthquake felt here on the Earth, and I believe should produce a 7.2 magnitude earthquake for the Southern Hemisphere. I'm now going to plot a map to regions on the Earth that I feel may be at risk for this significant earthquake based on lunar modulation, position of the planets, and also the position of the Moon. And my number one area of concern, if the earthquake were to occur on the 25th of May, will be for the North Island of New Zealand. Now there are some volcanoes in the region that are of concern: Taranaki, Ruapehu and also White Island. And my second area of concern, if this earthquake were to occur on the 26th of May, will be for southern Peru. The charts used in this video are provided by 2 fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for June 19 and 20, 2013. We're looking at an animated view of the very powerful Earth-Sun-Jupiter alignment that occurs during these days. We're now looking at the June ephemeris. We have a very powerful alignment occurring on June 19 between Earth, Sun and Jupiter. And we see that Earth and Jupiter are both at 28 degrees respectively in this chart. Now this is a significant date as there is another alignment involving the Earth. We have the Earth, Venus and Mercury forming an alignment, and both Venus and Mercury are both at 22 degrees on this chart. We're now looking at this date astrologically with the use of a chart, and we're focusing on June 20th and looking at this heliocentrically. Now the main aspect or the main player of the day is the Earth-Jupiter-Sun alignment, reflected here as an Earth-Jupiter opposition while trining Venus. But the important aspect is Jupiter and Earth are opposing and conjoining the galactic centre. So this will enhance and contribute to the energies involved on this day. So not only do we have a very powerful alignment and a supporting alignment, we also have the Earth and Jupiter on and opposing the galactic centre. We're now looking at other aspects that are significant on this day. We have Neptune squaring Mars while trining Jupiter, Ceres trines Uranus while squaring Saturn, and Venus squares Mercury. We'll now have a look at this date geocentrically as well. We have Jupiter conjoining the Sun from an Earth's perspective, and whilst this is occurring, Jupiter and Sun are both trining Neptune and Saturn. Saturn squares Ceres, Moon trines Venus and Mercury. Now the Moon is not really aspected strongly on June 20, but it is really strong on June 19th, so I do feel that both days, 19th and the 20th of June, may represent a big potential for a very powerful earthquake. We're now looking at a visual animation of the planets using solar system scope for the June 19-20 timeframe, where we see the most powerful alignment of them all, Jupiter, Sun and the Earth. Now this alignment usually produces very large earthquakes in its own right, but on this day we have another significant alignment also involving the Earth. We have the Earth, Mercury and Venus also involved. Now I do feel both alignments will enhance and contribute to each other and produce a very large earthquake, possibly 8.3 magnitude. We're now looking at the last 12 Jupiter-Sun conjunctions. We see some very powerful earthquakes have been attributed to this alignment, which is a concern. Now the larger earthquakes do have extra alignments associated, and that is a concern that's arriving for June 19 and 20, as there is a strong alignment between Venus, Mercury and the Earth added to the Jupiter-Sun conjunction. The very big earthquake that struck in Biobío in Chile that registered 8.8 magnitude did have an extra 2 alignments associated, and that's not the case this time round. But there is a pattern showing up with all of these earthquakes that are listed. They tend to be at very high latitudes across the Pacific. So following that trend that has been observed, I'm now going to plot a map of region I feel will be most at risk for this significant earthquake, and the number one area of concern is for Alaska, specifically the Aleutian Islands, Rat Islands, or southeastern Alaska. Now it is worth mentioning that June 23rd is a lunar perigee, or the Moon's nearest point to the Earth for the year, or a supermoon class by some. Now this is a significant day when you consider the very powerful alignment of Earth, Sun, Jupiter. When you combine the aspects with the galactic centre and the supermoon, it all bodes for a very significant earthquake watch indeed. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for August 25 and 26, 2013. We're looking at an animated view of two strong alignments that occur on both of these days. We're now looking at the August ephemeris. We have some strong celestial influences occurring on August 24 and 25, where we have Mercury at 2 degrees. It makes the alignment between Earth, Mercury and the Sun. And if we have a look across, we see that Neptune is at 3 degrees. That means there's only 1 degree of separation between all of these celestial bodies, or the alignment between Earth, Sun, Mercury and Neptune. Other celestial influences on this day involve Venus and to a lesser extent Mars. We're now looking at April 25th a little bit more closely with the use of a chart and having a look at this date astrologically, and it is very powerful. We have Mercury conjoining the Sun. Neptune opposes the Sun and the asteroid Ceres. Venus opposes Uranus and Jupiter opposes Pluto. This is an extremely strong aspect today and one of the strongest for the year astrologically. We have Venus involved squaring Jupiter and Pluto. Now the Moon is involved heavily on this particular day geocentrically as it trines the galactic centre and the Sun and Ceres. We're now looking at this date heliocentrically, and as mentioned, the featured alignment on this day is Mercury, Sun, Earth and Neptune, reflected as Mercury opposing Earth and Neptune in this chart. We also have Pluto opposing Jupiter and Mars. Now, Uranus is aspected quite heavily on this day and features strongly as it squares Jupiter and Mars while trining Venus and still squaring Pluto. And we have Mercury involved also, squaring Venus and trining Pluto. Now, this is a very strong day astrologically, and I do feel all of these combined energies and forces may be responsible for a 7.8 magnitude earthquake felt here on the Earth. We're now looking at an animated view of the planets using solar system scope, where we have two strong alignments occurring during this earthquake watch window. Late on August 25th, the strong alignment of Mercury, Sun, Earth, Neptune takes place, and the following day, another alignment, which is of note, Venus, Earth and Uranus. Two strong alignments occurring within a 2-day window, and I feel this harbours a potential for a very strong earthquake felt here on the Earth, possibly 7.8 magnitude, or even a volcanic eruption for the Northern Hemisphere. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 18th of September 2013. We're looking at an animated view of two strong alignments that occur on this day. We're now looking at the September ephemeris, where the main influences for this day involving Venus and Mars, which are at 16 and 18 degrees respectively, or only 2 degrees of separation. They actually make perfect alignment a few days later on the 20th. But I have focused on the 18th as there are some strong harmonic aspects with other celestial bodies, specifically Jupiter and Saturn, and we also have strong influence with Mercury for this day. We're now looking at this date astrologically with the use of a chart. There are some very strong aspects associated on this day. Mercury opposes Uranus, but the strongest aspects involve Saturn and Venus, which conjoin, and they also trine Mars and square the Moon at this particular day, and also conjoining the North Node, which further enhances the effects for this day. Now, Jupiter is involved squaring Mercury. We have Uranus trining Mars. The Moon is also involved trining Jupiter while opposing Ceres. We're now looking at this date heliocentrically, and we have three oppositions: Jupiter with Pluto, Mars with Uranus, and Neptune with Ceres. We have Jupiter involved strongly as it squares Uranus while trining Saturn and Neptune. Mercury squares Neptune while trining the Earth. Neptune trines Jupiter, and Jupiter trines Saturn. This is a very strong date and very harmonic aspects associated on this day. Now, I do feel that there may be a potential for a 6.6 magnitude earthquake, and it may be around the equator regions felt here on the Earth. As mentioned earlier, we do have two planetary alignments occurring on the 18th of September, both of them simultaneous planetary alignments and involving Venus. The first alignment is Earth, Venus and Saturn. This occurs late on the 18th of September, and at the same time we have Venus, Sun and Mars also involved in a strong planetary alignment. Now, I do feel that there may be a very strong earthquake up around the equator region, possibly even a very deep earthquake based on both of these alignments. I'm now going to plot a map of region on the Earth that I feel may receive this significant earthquake based on lunar modulation and position of the planets, and the area I've come up with is Indonesia. Now, the area of the Banda Sea usually receives very deep earthquakes, and this will be the main area of concern for this watch. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 1st and 2nd of November 2013. We're looking at an animated view of three strong alignments that occur on these days. We're now looking at a November ephemeris, we have some very strong celestial influences at the beginning of the month, and this is mainly due to the influence of Mercury as it moves to 10 degrees. And that is of interest as the Earth is also at 10 degrees as they make their alignment on the 2nd of November. Now we also have strong influences with Jupiter and Pluto, which are also at 10 degrees. And if that's not enough, we also have other influences with Mars and Saturn, which are at 9 and 10 degrees respectively. Celestially speaking, this is a very strong earthquake watch window as it's packed with planetary harmonics. We're now looking at the 1st of November astrologically with the use of a chart where we have some very strong aspects associated on this day. Saturn and Mercury conjoin the Sun while opposing the Earth. Now this has some very strong harmonic aspects associated as they are trining Neptune and Jupiter. Mars is active on this day as it trines Pluto and the Earth. The Moon is featured heavily also for this day as it opposes Uranus while squaring Pluto. And we can see Ceres squaring Venus on this particular day, and that's important as Venus is conjoining the galactic centre. We're now looking at this date heliocentrically, where we see Mercury conjoining the Earth, and we have Saturn within 5 degrees of an opposition of this particular alignment. Now Mercury is squaring Mars while trining Pluto and Ceres. Jupiter is featured strongly on this day as it opposes Pluto, squares Uranus while trining Neptune and Saturn. As we can see heliocentrically, Venus is not involved and it has no aspects. We're now looking at an animated perspective of 3 planetary alignments occurring during this earthquake watch window using a solar system scope. On day 1 we have the very strong planetary alignment of Earth, Mercury and the Sun. This is its 5th alignment for the year. Also on this day we have Mercury, Venus and Neptune forming a very strong alignment as well. And the following day we have Jupiter, Sun, Pluto. Only 1 degree of separation separates them. Now when you combine the aspects of 3 planetary alignments, very strong geocentric aspects, I do feel this harbours a potential for a very strong earthquake felt here on the Earth, possibly 6.9 magnitude. I'm now going to plot a map region on the Earth that I feel may receive this significant earthquake, as there is a very strong lunar modulation favouring the South Atlantic Ocean. And my number 1 area of concern is for the South Sandwich Islands region, the Scotia Sea or South Shetland Islands. The charts used in this video are provided by 2 fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Greetings. This is a planetary alignment and earthquake watch for the 25th and 26th of November 2013. We're looking at an animated view of 2 strong alignments occurring on both of these days. We're now looking at the November ephemeris. We have some strong celestial influences involving a series of celestial bodies. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Pluto are within 3 degrees of separation. But the main influence involves the Earth as it's involved in 2 alignments for these days. We're now looking at November 25th astrologically with the use of a chart, and first off we'll look at this date geocentrically where we have very strong aspects for this day. Venus opposes Jupiter, Uranus opposes Ceres, Neptune opposes the Moon, and we also have Mercury conjoining Saturn for this day. The Earth is featured strongly as well as the Earth is squaring Neptune and the Moon while trining Uranus. We have Jupiter trining Mercury and Saturn, and we have the Moon involved, which is at 27 degrees, and that means it's trining the galactic centre. We're now looking at this date heliocentrically, and we have some very strong aspects involving Pluto for this particular day. We have Jupiter opposing Pluto while trining Saturn and squaring Uranus. Pluto trines Venus. Uranus squares Jupiter and Pluto, and we also have the Earth involved squaring Neptune. And we see that Mercury conjoins Ceres for this day. Now we do have some very strong aspects astrologically, specifically geocentrically is very powerful, and we combine this with celestial influences. I do feel this harbours a potential for a 7.2 magnitude earthquake for this watch. We're now using solar system scope and focusing on 2 strong alignments involving the Earth for these days. And I do feel the strongest day would be November 25th. And this may be the key date for a strong earthquake potential felt here on the Earth, as the Earth is involved in 2 alignments Earth, Mercury, Saturn, and Venus, Earth, Jupiter. Now I do feel that the Earth involved is a very strong harmonic resonance potential for this day, and I do feel that this earthquake may be an ocean-based event and possibly a deepish earthquake on either one of these days. I'm now going to plot a map of region on the Earth that I feel may receive this significant earthquake based on the strong lunar modulation, astrological aspects and position of the planets. And the area of focus on is the Indian Ocean, specifically the Indo-Australian Plate, the regions of Andaman Islands, Nicobar Islands, and also further south into the northern Sumatra regions will be the main area of focus for this possible 7.2 magnitude earthquake for this watch. The charts used in this video are provided by two fine astrologers. Their contact information and links will be provided in the description box and on this page. And for more information, please visit my website at solarwatcher.net. Annotations and results of this watch will be added at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.